Hello again.
Friends.
Hello again.
It's Vaders and KJ.
It's Vaders and KJ.
I'm a Veda Perone.
True story.
Yeah,
she is.
Yeah, we figured
True
that
story.
one out now.
Yeah,
we figured that one out now.
And I'm Kim Janna. What are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about dating and roller derby.
Ooh, dating and roller derby. I hear it's a very good idea. Said nobody ever.
Except for the ones that are still doing it.
Yes, if you're still doing it and going strong, good for you. How do you do it? Actually, I think we mean more dating in roller derby on the same team. So
yeah,
because
I'm specific. It could, there's a lot of whatever dating of teams across countries and states and
if you're not in the same
provinces
country,
and cities.
If you're not in the same country, that's great.
Easy peasy.
But also, shout out to my bae, Jay.
Inspired.
Inspired.
This is all about you, Jay. No,
Jay, this is all about you. It's working, babe. Keep that shit up. But yeah, so I'm talking about like dating on the same team.
Yeah.
So this is what that's about.
This is what we're talking about
that's
today.
That's specifically what's going on right here. So, plus and minuses.
Yeah, pros and cons.
Pros and cons.
Because there's definitely pros and cons. There's
there
both.
Are. There
it's
are.
not all bad. It's not all good. There's a mix of everything. It's a mix of
I'm going to give you some pros and cons.
Pro.
One of my biggest pros is shared expenses. So you're traveling on a trip, shared groceries,
driving to practice, sharing the gas bill,
carpooling. Yeah. One of my big ones is, if you don't have a credit card and she has a credit card, hello, that's terrible to say, but it's true. It does happen. Let's face it. So when you're booking your trip to RollerCon, you're like, babe, book 2 tickets. I got you. I'll pay you back. I promise. I got you.
Pro. Yeah. Con. You share expenses.
Yeah.
What? Why is this a con? Because maybe you don't want them to know everything you're spending your money on when you're at derby things, and now you guys are teammates, so they're there when you decide to buy a round of shots at the after party for everyone.
That's right.
And then you have to talk about it in the hotel room later.
That's right. And or when after practice somebody's like, let's all go for drinks, and you just had like an 10-hour-long conversation with your partner about how budgeting is going to be a thing, and then you're like, yeah, let's go for drinks. We're all going for drinks. No good. No good. No. Pro. We're really struggling with pros here. No, we'll find some pros.
Pro. You spend so much time together. You get to you practice at the same time. You go to your holidays. You can book them at the same time. Like you're traveling together. You can go to the meetings together. The whole derby widow thing doesn't have to be a thing because you're not always away from your person. They are there too. It's what they need to be there for as well. So that's a plus, right?
Yeah. And then the con is you spend so much time together. Ugh. So if you don't want to be around that person, guess what? You're going to be around them.
A lot.
If you're, what do we call it? Struggling? What do you call it, Jess?
Trudging.
Trudging. If you're trudging, that's our favorite. Remember trudging?
Trudging along.
If you're trudging along and you just need a place to get away and go hit somebody, guess what?
Something you want to do for...
Yeah, she gonna be there. She gonna be there.
They gonna be there.
Yeah, and then everything at practice that day or at the game that day is interpreted differently, seems different, feels different.
Pro. You get to travel together. And I know this kind of sounds like some of the other pros, but really, derby really gets, it takes you to really cool places. You have amazing experiences. You have, when you're traveling to a tournament, your team wins. It's like a crazy feeling.
A nice athlete's high.
Being able to travel to Dallas, Texas, or to Non's friends, if I even said that right, or just for different places. Cute. So it's not like you were like, oh, I wish I'm in this awesome, beautiful place, and I wish they were here. They're there. So that's a pro.
That's a pro. And then on the con side, if you're gonna travel with them, you best be wishing that you're getting along during the time of the travel, because I'll tell you, the trip will have a whole other significance. You'll remember it very differently if you were with somebody that you weren't getting along with at the time. Yeah. It's not so great if you're not getting along. So make sure you're getting along.
Yeah. So I guess The last pro could be that you're two awesome individuals who are so committed to your team, as well as mutually respecting of each other's passion for the sport.
Oh, and you never have to worry about talking about roller derby too much, because they want to talk about roller derby. They love it.
It's you two.
All day, all night, like Lionel Richie.
Strategy.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially, it's your best friend and your teammate. It's really supposed to be like the upper echelon of like relationships at this point. Like,
yeah, because when you're dating somebody that's not in roller derby, you always have to check yourself for how much derby talk
like,
you're doing.
Did I talk about that? Or they just don't have a clue what you're talking about. And then you can't really have a conversation, because you can't be like, oh my god, this thing happened in the game, and then this person did this thing.
Yeah.
They're just like.
Yeah, they're trying, but they're just not getting it.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a pro.
Those sound great. Pros.
That's a pro. And then the biggest con is when you break up. If and when you break up, then it's awkward. It's awkward.
Yeah,
it can be.
There's no denying that any breakup is not a fun experience, regardless of the reasons behind the breakup.
Yeah.
So combine that with the fact that you're not only going to run into them, but you're going to run into them 3 to 4 times a week.
A lot.
For the next rest of your life until you don't play roller derby anymore.
Yeah, you're going to run into them a lot. Your best bet if you break up is just to acknowledge that you were friends before any of this happened, and then just to forget everything that happened in a relationship and go back to the reasons why you were friends.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Ideally.
Actually, here's a little tip for relationships, because if you're in a relationship with somebody, if you're in a friendship with somebody and then you end up in a relationship with somebody and then you behave the way you would in a relationship and you're just not meant to be together, which happens, that doesn't mean anybody's, awful or anything, but just not meant to happen.
Yes.
If you're going to be on the same team, the best thing to do is to go back to being friends. And as friends, you can no longer hold on to the relationship things, because that was relationship you.
Yeah.
This is friend you. You're two different people. Relationship you and friend you are very different, I think.
They're
Unless you meet somebody that's a perfect match, and then friend you and relationship you are very similar.
Yeah.
Which is usually when the relationship works out.
And then you don't have to worry about breaking up.
Then you don't even have to. This doesn't even apply to you. Skip this part.
Yeah. Your lives are perfect.
Yeah, your lives are perfect. So, yeah.
So that's kind of just what we've got as far as pros and cons. Feel free to comment below about your pros and cons about dating in derby, or your experiences with it. Is it successful? Is it not successful? Does it have a fighting chance? Is it the best solution to the derby widow, which is a thing that's been talked about since the dawn of derby?
Yeah. So let us know what you think. Is it a pro? Is it a con? Are you dating somebody on your team? Are you dating somebody in your league?
What is your secret if it's working?
Yeah.
How did you recover when it didn't work? Because I know there's some of you out there.
Yeah.
What did you do?
And people want to know.
Yeah.
People want to know.
Share with the world.
Yeah. Subscribe to our channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that.
We want subscribers.
Comment below. If this video upset you, comment below. If you love this video, comment below.
If it's your mom's birthday, comment below. We like that stuff.
Just comment.
All right.
Stuff.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Finishing off anyway.
There we are. Okay.
Pro. Hold on. Pro.
We went to Nantes.
France.
Nantes.
We loved it there.